I'd like to thank all of you for bringing Jill to me today and for bringing me here to New Zealand to see her once again. Could you tell me what the plan is all about?
It is a forum.
It is a forum. Very good. Who is on this forum?
There are many beings on this forum who gather from many galaxies for the good of not only this universe, but many universes.
And what is your role with this planet?
This is an upliftment. There are many that need to be aligned. This is now the time for alignment.
What is happening right now on Earth that is causing this need for alignment?
There are many disruptions. There are many that are voiceless. There are many that need to be heard. As this one's voice has been low, we have turned up her volume. This volume will be backwards and forwards.
Can you explain that for me, please? What this means?
When we turn backwards and forwards, there are many humans who assimilate thoughts in their minds. Should I do it? Shouldn't I do it? Will I do it? Won't I do it? Is this right? Backwards and forwards they go, forwards and backwards, backwards and forwards. When one goes backwards and forwards, one goes nowhere. One is standing in the same spot. We need movement. We need expansion. We need people to regain their power. They need to know who or what they are. Our mouthpiece will be used a lot. Although she has great volume, her words will be gentle. They will be like a mother nurturing a child, gently coaxing. Her tone will reverberate or recalibrate in many earthlings. There will be a connection. It is, as you earthlings say, a light goes off. It is an aha moment when they truly understand. When they understand the way they live their lives will change course. And therefore, in the beginning, we told this one, we wish for the discourse to begin. A discourse is when one speaks to another or many speak together. Alba, we told you the discourse had begun and you had allowed the discourse.
Yes.
And we would like to congratulate you on the discourse that you are holding with many in what you term a gathering. Mm-hmm. When many come together who are of like mind. We spoke to this one about her work reaching many and the ripples on a pond, which spread far and wide, such as your work. We have spoken that you and this one have worked together in the past.
Yes.
And as such, you will be working in the future. For what one does together, rather than alone, has strength. And you are like links in a chain. You hold each other strongly, support each other, and that link will have many, many, many more links. You know, Alba, all these people in the gatherings, this one has questioned whether these are of a soul family, of a reconnection, of a joining. But as we have tried to explain to this one, you are all one, you are of the one. There is no separation. And so you are allowing a home for all these souls that are on this earth plane, on this domain, to rekindle and to join many, many new links on this strong chain throughout this earth plane. Alba, you will be doing much more travel. This one will be joining you from time to time, and you will be joining her in her homeland for a new experience there, for chains there need to have strong links as well. And so the discourse continues, and your work grows, and this one grows, and all the buds will open. We would like to thank you for this, Alba.
Thank you for that acknowledgement. I appreciate it. So, can you tell me more about what happens at these gatherings? They're very simple. What happens to the people when they meet with others that are like-minded?
This one feels it in her body as you ask that question. Her cells are reverberating. It is like an antenna and a short wave of intense radiation. This is felt within the cell structure of these earthlings as they gather. It is as a wind that blows gently across a flower. It feels it, and then it opens itself up and points towards the sun. Alba, you are like the sun for the flowers. And flowers come in many colors, many fragrances, many designs, and give joy to many. And so they gather together in a beautiful garden, enjoying each other, admiring each other, and growing and blossoming together. That is what the gathering is about. It is about nourishment and nurturing and growth. Within those gatherings, you have put many together who will now form subgroups. Mm-hmm. Those subgroups will then grow and form more subgroups. So we would like to say you are like a virus, but in a good way.
Thank you for that.
Welcome.
So can you tell me more about how Jill is being nourished by her own group? I know that she's been writing for a long time. Her automatic writing is getting very awesome. What should she be doing with this writing in the future?
So we have given her this information, and we spoke to her about a nuance where you can have one word and use it in many ways, many different understandings. Mm-hmm. For when she gives her talks, we are giving her material so that she can play with a word. Mm. When she plays with the word, people will have a very clear understanding of word structure. So her words will be clear, her words will be concise, and her words will be accurate. She will explain to earthlings how their words either build or destroy their very beings. Alba, words hold immense power because your words are your light. So we would like this light traveler to travel over this earthly domain, spreading her words of light so that the recipients can once again feel their essence and their power, for their batteries have been running low. Mm. She is a battery charger. Such is her nature.
Mm. What is it that's causing our batteries to discharge?
Humanity has been led to believe that they have many needs, but their true needs are very few. Mm-hmm. When you look at the tribal people, the indigenous people in this world, they live in forests, they live in mountains, they live in plateaus, they live in small family groups. They do not have cars, they do not have televisions, they do not have freezers. They do not have smartwatches. They do not have smartphones. They do not have the latest Gucci handbag. They are living a simple life. No gadgets. No devices. They have each other. They have purity. They are grounded. They are in touch with whom they are. They have great power. And yet, those earthlings who live in the cities, who are bombarded by artificial sounds, they do not hear the whistle of the wind and the call of the birds and the noise that the branches make when they speak to each other. For they do not take the time to reconnect with whom and who they truly are. As a result, their batteries are static. They get depleted through artificial means, and yet they constantly feel that something is missing. So they buy more food, which is artificially created, which then contaminates their energy system. And so the manufacturers, the producers, the chemical houses, the pharmaceuticals, the food places continue to make Earthlings' batteries deplete. Alba, this one spoke to you earlier about DNA and about fertility and about foodstuffs.
Yes.
We told her anything that lasts longer than 3 days should be discarded. Any foodstuffs that have additives, something that's been manufactured, is not for the body, is not for the system. It doesn't sit naturally within the human system because it is artificial. So we talk about nature and to go back to basics. There's a lot of fertility problems in the youth of today. They are imbibing in many chemicals, which is altering the structure of their cells. And so they find it very, very difficult to produce a new human. So what we would like to say, there needs to be a cleansing within and without. So these young people who are the future, who have come with many, many gifts, need to start gifting to themselves. They need to drink what is pure, unadulterated, unaltered. They need to clean their systems out. They need to spend more time with nature. They need to remove the devices. And we spoke to this one of setting a sacred day for yourself. We initially said we would like all humans once a month to make an appointment with themselves in their busy schedules, in their diaries. They are to take what you term a backpack. On that backpack, or in that backpack, is to go 2 notebooks, a good pen, some food, and some water. They are to go into nature, whether it's a forest or a beach or a mountain or a quiet stream, where they know they're not going to get interrupted. No cell phones, no music, no chitter chatter, nothing to disrupt their receptors, for they need to have a communion with themselves, and they need to know who they are. For when they know who they are, everything in their life will expand. We would like them in one book to write down everything they have. And when we speak about what they have, we are not necessarily stating the latest pair of jeans or a flash car, as you humans term it. We would like them to think about their physical body. Are their kidneys working? Do they have eyes? How did they get to the spot? Did they come Did their feet carry them? How do they feed themselves? Have they got fingers? There is so much to be grateful for. And as they write these down, they will find the list grows and grows and grows. They have friends, they have family, they have a home, they have a mouth that opens, they have teeth that chew, they have a digestive system, and they have an inner voice, which many of them have not heard for a very long time. So they will quieten themselves, and in the other book, they will write what they still wish to achieve. They might wish for courage to step up and step out and be whom they are. They may look for more warmth from others, and then we say, in order to get more warmth from another, one needs to give warmth to others. For Alba, there are no mistakes in this universe. There are only lessons. And whatever it is that they desire, that is what they have to give. For everything is available. One needs to program and filter one's thoughts and think long and hard about whether those thoughts that then come out of one's portal, one's mouth, are those serving themselves and others. What is it they choose? It is this simple.
Thank you. When we talked before this session, I know that Jill explained that words are colors. Can you explain how we are all colors?
When we speak about color, we speak about a vibration that sets a color into motion, which is a pattern. Therefore, there are different patterns, different vibrations. One with one's guides or one's soul group decides to come into a particular dimension, which is also sound and vibration, that will work well in order to learn what one needs to learn within that environment, within that, as she spoke to you earlier, bandwidth. Now, Alba, some of those bandwidths are narrow. So you may be a blue, but you may be a narrow blue. Other bandwidths of blue may be deeper and wider. It depends what you wish to explore within that vibration.
So what color is Jill?
We've told her this before. This current incarnation, as is her hair, as is her color, she is orange, full of zest, full of life, full of joy.
Wonderful. Now you say that, or she was telling me before, that you attract others of the same color or vibration. So who is she attracting in her life right now that is working with her?
She actually is going with gold and with white.
Okay.
These are the strongest for her. But Alba, although she is orange, she is like a tuner of the waves that come through all the colors. So she's able to blend that orange, that white, and that gold, because white in its purest form contains many colors. So therefore, with that, she's able to go across a whole range. And that is why we are using her as our portal for the information. She is able to tune into all the color waves and send them what it is that they need for their expansion.
Wonderful. Just out of curiosity, what color do I ride?
We actually see you with a few. So we see you with a sapphire and a deep emerald green and a hazy blue.
Interesting.
You are a mix. You remind us of a peacock. If you look at the male peacock's feathers,
yes,
those colors that shimmer, sometimes they look blue,
yes,
sometimes they look green.
Yes,
it's a blend. You're a beautiful blend.
Wonderful. So what can one do with our colors? Do we change them? Can we change our colors, or is that a full life incarnation of that color?
Within that tone of the blue-green,
yes,
there are many shades.
Okay.
So as you learn, as you go through your current incarnation of feeling everything that reverberates to those particular colors, your awareness, as it expands, will change and filter the greens and the blues to many hues within those colors. So although you may think, oh, I'm just a green, or oh, I'm just an orange, there are many, many sub colors.
Okay, good. Now, we talked before about the gathering. When people get together, I would imagine it'd be quite a rainbow.
We would like to say Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope.
Now, when you were small, as this one was small, it was popular in those years to have a toy which was a kaleidoscope.
Yes.
And as you held it up, it formed many patterns, did it not?
Yes.
And many dual colors. And then the colors and the patterns changed to form even more colors. In actual fact, Alba, when you hold these gatherings, it is like an epiphany window or a kaleidoscope of all the different colors joining together. They're causing beautiful patterns, beautiful crystals, and they just shimmer.
Wonderful. And it sure does feel like it, too. So can you tell me how Jill is going to be doing these future discourses? What is the plan for her as she moves forward?
She will be invited either through yourself or those that gravitate towards her at the gathering, or through the course that she will be doing. Connections will be made. People will hear her. They will resonate. There will be a comfort level established. She will start speaking to others, and then more and more will want to hear how she conducts herself. Her book will be published. When that is published, people will ask her, they will give her a platform to discuss the contents of the book. And so, Alba, that will be a new opening and a new way for this one to be. We told her she will be a jet setter.
Very good. So I know that her life has changed quite a bit since I last saw her 2 years ago. What is in store for us together? What do we need to do together? I know we've already done this gathering. We've brought together folks for Antonio's introspective hypnosis course. But what else could we do to expand this knowledge?
We have used her as your facilitator. Mm-hmm. She has now shown you her ability. Mm-hmm. With this ability, you and her will be putting on a new event. It will be what you term your gathering, mm-hmm. but this one will be for those who have had sessions with you. Mm-hmm. Alba, they have been public. Many now have seen them, have heard them. Mm-hmm. But they need to hear from each other. Mm-hmm. There are multi-layers of this chain. These links will join together in what we term a symposium. So you will get the Gabriels, get the archangels, all the archangels together, mm-hmm. the Jesus speakers, the Mary speakers, those that have been on all the other galaxies. Mm-hmm. You will have them all together. And in the beginning, you will have just them. So they will re-familiarize themselves with each other. Mm-hmm. For they are of a larger periphery group. And then, Alba, we would like you to open them to the public. Mm-hmm. So they will be standing together and the public will be invited, and you will hold many discourses. Many will come, Alba. Mm-hmm.
Very good. Now, you told Jill that her body would be shifting and changing. What's going on at this time with the vibrations?
We have wished for this one to be of a lighter version of self. Mm-hmm. And she has held herself back. She gave a reading, which is what you term a clairvoyant term, mm-hmm. for someone in this village in Queenstown. That particular person is what you term a medium. Mm-hmm. She came for a hearing from the medium. And the medium brought through a grandfather and a first love. Mm-hmm. And both of them gave her the same message, which was value of self. Because true value comes from within. Mm-hmm. This one did not realize her value. But after the hearing, she realized who she truly is. And so a release was put in place of old inadequacies and setbacks. Since then, we have allowed her, by lifting her vibrations and resetting her, in order to see, hear, and feel in a lighter way. Therefore, her physical body is going to change. She will not require the foodstuffs that she has had before. Because of the lighter workload on her body, her entire system will be rebooted. And we spoke earlier of batteries and batteries running down and batteries running at a premium.
Yes.
Or static. This one has been cleaning out the detritus, and she will be in the nano. She won't be living backwards and forwards anymore, forwards and backwards. She will be truly present, for she has been present to teach others how to be present, for there is no other moment than this one right now.
Wonderful. Can you tell me more about where Jill is from? Where does she come from? What are her soul's origin?
We've spoken of this before. She has recently been on the outer ring of Saturn. This is like a resting place for her. She's been gathering much knowledge, but she's truly interdimensional. She has many, many layers to her beings. And currently, although she is here as a Jill, she is with us at the council.
How many members are on this council?
49.
49. And what is, you had said something about the council when we first began, that you are from everywhere, that you're together. Is this something that is, this council is always doing this at the same time, or do you do other things also? Are you responsible for other places besides Earth?
Earth is just a substation. We have many stations. But, Alba, we spoke about links on a chain.
Yes.
Earth is one link to the chain.
Okay.
There are many stations.
Can you define what a station would be?
We speak of planes and a planet. It is dimension, it is weight, it is structure, it is vibration, it is life. Life in many different forms. Minerals, ether, water, gas. Humans take a particular density because of the gravitational pull. Other beings do not have this. Therefore, as their stations, their domain is of a different structure, their vibration takes on a different structure within that domain. As you came forth in this domain, Alba, as your blue-green, and this one as orange. Those vibrate and make different patterns. On the other stations, the patterns are different.
As our own being, are we in other stations at the same time? Or are we only focused on one place?
As this one is part of the 49.
Yes.
She's currently in a different form there, as a different form on the outer ring of Saturn, as a different form as an earthling. And yet she is a cluster. She's a cluster of energy, and many are clusters, and some are larger clusters than others. And then one, as a cluster, is joined to other clusters. So, Alba, as we spoke about being on a comet, being in a gaseous state, being as an earthling, as that comet cluster will cluster with other material like that.
Okay.
As Alba will have a cluster, although those two atomic structures are different, it is then that cluster as a comet and the Alba cluster, which is then again clustered in another nucleus. So you have an orange, and the orange has segments. One segment inside the orange will be an Alba. The other segment will be the comet. The other segment will be a reptilian. The other one will be a mermaid. But they are all within the orange. And they are the orange, and they are the segments. And although the segments might seem to them to be the only segment, they are many segments within a whole. And then that orange will be part of another group, in another cluster. This is infinite. This is expansion. Clusters within clusters, realms within realms. There is no end.
Are we affected by each and every piece of our orange? For example, if something happens to the mermaid, does it affect the reptilian? Is there something common there?
Yes. Because you are held together by the pith of the orange. So there is a fine membrane holding you all together for transmission. Yet you forget, and so you separate.
So when I do a past life regression, and we're accessing all of these different segments that this person has been, when I work with one segment, does that help the other segment?
Correct.
Okay, good.
Therefore, we would like to say good as gold. This is a terminology used in New Zealand. It means everything is great, everything is going smoothly. Number one, fabulous.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alba.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell Jill today? I know there's so many topics that we could touch on.
The topic we would like to speak about is power.
Mm-hmm.
What is power, Alba? Many earthlings think power is money and fame. And yet this is what they aspire to. When you meet these famous, powerful people, they will say, I would prefer to be that person that no one recognizes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to walk into any area and be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when they say they want power, what they're really saying is they want to know themselves. And you know, we say selves because there are many selves.
Mm-hmm.
And that is truly what they've come to this earth domain for no other reason than to know themselves, who they are, what they are vibrating to. So this one will give many talks with your help, and the discourses will take place, and united with that chain of all those links.
Mm-hmm.
Many will align and regain their power.
Mm.
We would also like to speak of freedom. This is a time for the Ascension, which gives freedom. For no expansion can grow when there is a restriction.
Mm-hmm.
And Gaia is ready for expansion and ascension. Your earthling's home base is within self, but they are living on Gaia. And because Gaia wishes to expand, they need to expand as she expands. And as her energy lifts, so too do they feel it. Yet many are disrupted, for they feel a change, but they know not what it is. Alba, your discourse, your symposium, will open the path for many to reach ascension.
How are we going to expand with Gaia?
Sorry, Alba?
How are we going to expand during this ascension with Gaia? What does that feel like, look like?
This one has felt it.
Mm-hmm.
She's beginning to expand. Her expansion, we would say, is about 90%. So what it does, it allows judgment to fall away.
Okay.
It has peace within. Things that used to affect this one, there's a word that you use, it's called water off a duck's back. She no longer feels the slight or the hurts of others. She hears it, but she feels it not. And therefore, when one is human, when one has emotions, when one has deep hurt, they fall into pockets within one's system and gets held within those cell structures. When one holds Alba, one is closed. So all the structures, all the little cells in the body, holding all the hurts, are closed. The fewer hurts one holds when one realizes those hurts actually belong to another and they can give them back, then it opens. Alba, when something is closed, we call it contraction. When it opens, it's expansion. When the cells are closed, you have a low vibration. When you allow it to open, your vibration expands and it rises. Therefore, it is light. When it rises, it doesn't carry weight. That's why we wish all earthlings to have expansion, ascension, and rise. People have to think, what is the word ascension? Ascension takes place in each individual. That is where the expansion takes place. That is where you rise and you don't hold onto anything that no longer serves you. You have ascended. When you descend, it means to go to the bottom to carry the heavy luggage. If you travel, we have now told this earthling, please to use an example when you fly in your aeroplanes. If you have cabin baggage, 7 kilos, it is light. This is not going to weigh you down. When you carry all the heavy bags in the undercarriage, this is something that weighs you down. We wish for you to be light travelers. Imprison yourselves not. Do not carry all that judgment, all that detritus within. She spoke to you earlier of a spring clean. It is very apt that she's seeing you in your spring, her springtime. This is a time for cleaning out. When it is clean and it is expanded, then more can come in. One cannot absorb anything unless one has opened the door. Alba, your gatherings, they all come through the door. You have opened the door, not only to this one, not only to those that are gathering, but to all who go onto what you term the internet. It is an internet. They've gone into the inner net to feel the emotion that they can get from your participants on the internet. We want more internets. Your work has travelled far and wide. You have caused great expansion. We would like to thank you.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting to do this in my life, but I guess that was part of the agreement, huh?
Your bandwidth.
My bandwidth. Very good. Now we talk about the expansion and the contraction of the cells. How does that affect us physically? Because many people are now ill because of the food, because of the contaminants in the water, the usage of all of our devices, the airwaves is contaminating our cells. How can we change that within ourselves to where we can expand even though we have all of this against us?
You say against us. Who or what is against you?
Well, we have all of the pharmaceuticals giving us drugs that continue to keep us sick. We have the water, which is contaminated with fluoride and other toxins. The foods that we eat.
But you are forgetting who you are.
Can you elaborate on that, please?
We would like to give you an example that has recently occurred. We spoke about stations and substations.
Yes.
And within Earth being a station, substation, because it's small, there are many cities, countries, like the orange in the segments. You will have Canada, you will have Russia, you will have America, you'll have South Africa, New Zealand, China. They're all in the orange. But they are their own segment, so they feel a separation. They do not realize they are of the same orange. Within each segment, you have a nationality who then feels that they are different to the other nationalities, yet they are all human. So therefore they are in that cluster. But they work in that cluster, in that segment. Whatever they do affects the other segments. You could have a fungus, a virus. Therefore, those pharmaceutical companies, those food companies, when they do something to one, they do it to all, until one segment says no more. That's why we speak of power, Alba. Where has the power gone? What has happened to your battery? You have a country called Hong Kong, but you have a superpower called China. That small ant ruled by the elephant has said to the elephant, no more. So a time will come when the price will be too high, when all the ants will say, no more. Now, we spoke about this one on her travels, speaking about light, words, and power. Nobody forces you to eat detritus, what is inside your form. You are vegetarian. This one has been a carnivore, though her diet is becoming lighter. So, each is a choice. This one is our voice, peace, our ambassador. An ambassador means to spread goodwill, to keep communications going, for no upset. This one's most important job is to teach people their value of self. That is why she had the reading about self-value. When she awakens all these souls, Alba, when they realize who they are, then they will have the courage to stand and say, no more. So your clusters, your gatherings will spread and spread and spread and spread, empowering, empowering, empowering. And we will get a tipping point when the people have their sacred day, which is once a month, which is only 12 days a year, for themselves to reconnect. And they will then say, am I better or am I worse by having all these chemicals? Do I prefer pure water or the fluoride? What is it that makes me the best I am? For when I am the best, I can do better. And when everybody can do better and unite with a link in a chain, that chain's going to be so solid. And that is what we spoke about last time, about a revolution and governments toppling. People don't realize the power that they have. It's going to come from the ground. It's going to be a groundswell. It can be peaceful. We would like her to spread peace, freedom, and power for all, not one over many, but power for all. And that is where your expansion comes in, and true creation, for people to create when they can expand.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Has this happened before on Earth, where we've had this ascension before?
Many times, Alba.
Many times. So why?
It is a cycle.
It is a cycle.
It's a cleansing.
Okay, so why? Well, I know that in the past, the cleansing came with also cleansing of the earth, with lots of water and things like that. Do we expect a cycle like that in our lifetime?
The reason that we hesitate is many do not have the knowing that you and this earthling have. So if we speak about earth changes. There will be those who will set up a pattern of a lower vibration, which is you term fear.
Yes.
As we are now in the area of growth and expansion, we do not wish to have those lower vibrations of density spread with ripples, for they will not understand. But everything has been ordained. This has been laid down for eons. It is, as we said, one adventure of one lifetime. There are many, many more adventures. Some people have very short adventures. Others have longer adventures. Each adventure or life is as long or as short as that particular density, vibration, color needs.
Why is it that some souls pick such short adventures?
Because often, Alba, those are the ones that affect the heavier densities around them. So they come in like when you first light a match, there's a great spark, and then it goes down into an ember. But the light of the short spark is brighter than the ember. So that bright spark will ignite many different areas of growth within those around them that they have left behind.
Okay.
Behind, you say, it is not behind. Backwards and forwards, Alba, we go backwards and forwards.
So we never really leave or come. It's just a different form.
We actually showed this one, and she's seeing it now. A lava lamp. So you have the blobs going in the liquid. And it comes down and then it goes up. So we showed her as a huge pillar of glass. And when you shake a blanket and you have all the tiny, and you look through the sunlight and you see all the tiny, tiny little bits, millions and millions. Some of them are ascending and others are descending. So these are souls. These are incarnations. And some are going up and the others are bowing and curtsying. These are the support crew. But as those go up, so they come down. And these ones that were bowing and curtsying are going up. And now those that were ascending are descending, and those that were descending are now ascending. Now they are the support crew. Now they are in the spotlight. It is a dance, Alba, and that's why we said, why are earthlings not dancing at this time?
So we're just in one big, huge lava lamp. We're one big blob. Is that why they say we're all one?
You're all one, and then you just break away and you do your thing. Tango, Alba. Salsa and tango.
So that's a good way of imagining what we are, the big blob in the lava lamp. We just all are.
There you go.
Very good. That's a good analogy. That's a good one. Very good. So we've covered quite a bit of information here today. And I know a lot will be watching this, learning from this, being amazed by it and growing. What would you like to tell all of those out there around the world who are listening to you at this time? What is the message you'd like to convey to them at this time?
Thank you, Alba, for this opportunity. If you are watching this, it means you are human. You have chosen this incarnation. We would like you to dance. Some of you will be the curtsy. Others will be on the uptake, the upswing. One is not less, one is not more. This one, on her way to Alba today, picked up 2 young people, one from Germany, one from Holland, traveling the world, going on their adventure. As you are on an adventure, she explained to these 2, one of them has just qualified as a neuroscientist, the other one as an economic environmentalist studying forestry for sustainability for the future. There you have 2 completely different individuals. You have an Alba who travels the world with gatherings and these hypnosis sessions. You have farmers, you have plumbers, you have doctors, you have lawyers, you have garbage disposal unit workers. However, one is not less, one is not more. Without your garbage man taking out your garbage, you would be in a terrible state. Therefore, you are all part of a link on a fabulous, fabulous chain. Which link do you wish to be? No more blame, self-responsibility, self-empowerment. We wish you well.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank all of those in the forum for assisting us here today. And I look forward to speaking with you in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alba.
Thank you. Completely disconnected and back here and now. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
Were you gone or were you here? Do you remember any of it?
I sort of felt more here.
That's okay, but you were really connected.
And I did think that, like in the first session, I didn't, I don't even remember ever lying down.
Yeah.
This time I was really apprehensive that I wasn't hypnotized, and yet when you asked me questions,
you were connected.
My mind went to...
It almost seems as if they wanted you to be part of the learning.
Yeah, it was, yeah. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
I could actually see exactly...
Did you see the lava lamp?
Yes.
That made perfect sense, didn't it?
But I could see, I could understand now how it's going to work.
Yeah.
Whereas before,
well,
I didn't know.
What it seems to me is that you need to be listening to this also.
Yeah.
And everybody's different.
Yeah.
Every channel is different. Some people leave, and in this case, you're part of the team. You're part of the forum. Interesting.
Yeah.
How does your body feel? Make any adjustments?
I could feel it. You know, when you would, I think at some stage you spoke about how would people's bodies feel, so something like that.
It started.
But my body was like humming, just like actually like plugging into a power socket, you know, and just getting that, zzzt, yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel now?
Fabulous.
That's great.
Wow. Okay, Jill. Wow, what a session.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how you felt about this one. This is the second session that you've had with me.
This one was different.
Yeah, so tell me the difference.
This time I didn't think I was hypnotized.
Well, you sure were faking it pretty good.
Yeah, so last time my mouth would open and stuff would come out.
Yeah.
And I think, where the hell's that coming to? Mm-hmm. This time, because I didn't think I was hypnotized, when suddenly my mouth opened and different words were coming, then my mind was like, well, hold on, where's that coming from? Because I thought I wasn't hypnotized. It sort of took a life of its own.
That's amazing.
It's fascinating.
And what's really good about it is that you're going to be doing a introspective hypnosis class.
Yes.
And so this was a really good experience for you to have felt, because a lot of people, most people will say that they didn't feel hypnotized.
Oh, really?
So it's almost like you were being given a sample of what a lot of people will say.
And then they say that.
Yeah, they'll say, I don't think I was...
Last time I definitely knew that I was.
Yes.
And then this time it was like I was present.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, a lot of people think hypnosis is like sleep, that you're not going to remember anything, but most of the time you do remember everything. You're very present. But your mouth is just saying something different.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So we really talked about a lot of stuff.
I can't remember.
Oh, now you can't remember?
But I was sorry. I was
There we go. What did we talk about? I don't know.
lava lamps.
Lava lamps. That's and at that time, your eyes were open. Did you know that?
Yeah, I could see the bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But they were behind. I could just, and I don't know why I had to open my eyes. They just opened.
They just opened.
Yeah.
But do you notice that sometimes when people are daydreaming, their eyes are wide open, but they don't see anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Same
There's
thing.
no difference.
Yeah. Same thing.
There's no difference. So we have a lot of work to do in the future, it seems.
That's
Right?
good. That's good. I'm ready.
These discourses, these
Yeah.
gatherings. And what was beautiful about it is the explanation of how a gathering looks in color. It's like a kaleidoscope.
They showed me, I was a little girl looking at those kaleidoscopes.
Yeah.
And how every time you moved it,
Yes.
the new pattern.
Right.
with all
And
these
that's what happens when
colours.
people come. That's what's the beauty of it. And I've been feeling this for several years, that it's really, really, really important to bring people together.
Yeah.
And
you know why.
Now I know why. But it's been getting stronger and stronger, the need to bring people together. And to me, it was like, well, since all of these people are watching me, I know that we all have something in common. We're all learning together, so it gives us a commonality. So when you bring all of these people together, that's the key.
Well, then the bandwidth is hell of a strong.
Exactly.
You know when you're on a radio and you tune in,
Yeah.
and then you don't quite get the radio. You can hear some of it,
Yes. And
but
then
it goes, and then you've got to do a little bit more, and
A
then
little
it's
tweaking.
crystal clear.
yes,
I think maybe that's
what's happening.
yeah.
So this was very, very good. This was not a past life regression. This was basically just a transmission.
A chat.
That's a chat with the forum.
Yeah, the forum. They
That's the
said
forum.
that before.
Yeah, the forum. And there's 49, and you're one of them.
And that's what we're going to be holding, is like a forum,
Exactly.
like a symposium, a
Yeah.
chat.
It is. It is.
Can you imagine what you're going to have when you've got those people that have had those sessions?
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
All in one room.
Yeah, whenever
conversations going with all the audience.
Exactly. Well, right now in this gathering, there's going to be actually 6 of you that have had sessions with me in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So this has been amazing. I can't say coincidence because there is no such thing, but it's almost like there's going to be 6 people that are going to be gathering together that have had a session with me just in the last 2 weeks. There are people who are going to be there that have had them in other times. So, I know there's one from Australia that's coming that she's had a session with me, and there may be others too. So it's starting. It's starting to happen. So if you've had a session with me, maybe one of these days we'll be going to one of those symposiums. Wouldn't that be cool? So get ready for it, in a place near you. So I want to thank you for everything that you've done. Jill has been instrumental in gathering us here in New Zealand. Right now we are in Queenstown, New Zealand. We're heading over to Wanaka. We're going to have a gathering there. By the time you see this, it's already happened. And we're also going to have an introspective hypnosis class there with Antonio Sanjo. So if you're interested in a hypnosis session with me in the future, go to my website, albaweinman.com. Subscribe to the newsletter, and we will be sending out a newsletter about once a month telling you where I'm going to. And if not, come to one of those events, okay? And hopefully we'll be working in the future. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alba.
I want to tell everybody how much we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Pleasure. A link in the chain.
A link in the chain. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Let me have that big hug.